I will say that 80% of the airplanes we deliver, the commercial airplanes we deliver, are outside of the United States. So free trade is very important to us.
Boeing's CEO, Kelly Ortberg, has just made a jaw-dropping announcement that's reportedly landed straight on Donald Trump's radar, and it's setting the media ablaze. The iconic American aerospace giant is now weighing a bold move, shifting a substantial portion of its manufacturing operations to Mexico. Yes, you heard that right. Boeing, the gold standard of U.S. aviation excellence, might soon be assembling aircraft outside of American soil. Why such a drastic shift? The root cause appears to be the escalating pressure from Trump's aggressive tariff policies. Insiders say Ortberg's dramatic statement came in direct response to the administration's steep import duties, which have significantly driven up domestic production costs. Reports suggest these tariffs could add a jaw-dropping $40 million to the cost of producing each Boeing aircraft. Let that figure sink in. No airline, whether American or international, can absorb that kind of spike and still remain competitive. Here's the kicker. Roughly 80% of Boeing's aircraft sales go to overseas airlines. If tariffs inflate prices, Boeing will be priced out of international markets almost instantly. In a hyper-competitive industry where cost, speed, and precision decide who survives, that's essentially a knockout punch. Boeing's choice now is stark. Either shift operations to cheaper territories or cede the global market to rising rivals like Airbus and China's Comac.
As you know, they've announced a few days ago that they're going to move a lot of their manufacturing business to Mexico. If you do that, we're putting a 200% tariff on everything that you want to sell into the United States.
Trump's response? Reportedly furious. There's talk of a potential retaliatory 200% tariff if Boeing moves forward with its Mexico plan, reminiscent of the punitive approach taken against John Deere. Wall Street didn't wait to react. Boeing stock nosedived 8% within 48 hours, sparking panic among investors. But let's not forget, Boeing was already on shaky ground long before the tariff war erupted. The infamous 737 MAX program has been marred by deadly accidents, critical malfunctions, and widespread safety failures. One harrowing incident this year involved a cabin door blowing off midair at 30,000 feet. It sounds like fiction, but it happened.
A hero pilot has recounted how she safely landed a passenger plane after a door blew out mid-flight. Her interview is highlighting concerns over the safety of an aircraft, which more Australians will soon fly in.
Investigators later revealed Boeing had skipped vital safety protocols. The FAA received over 200 whistleblower complaints in the past year alone, many pointing to a breakdown in internal quality control. Some Boeing staff admitted they weren't even surprised when the door failed. One employee confessed to feeling relieved. It wasn't the whole plane that went down. That's how severe the internal dysfunction has become. Inside the company, there's even a parts jail for quarantined defective components. But whistleblower Sam Mohawk says the system is meaningless.
Well, I've said there's no silver bullet. This isn't going to be fixed in one fell swoop. We've got a lot of issues here.
Thousands of faulty parts are missing, and many might already be in active aircraft. Among those, 42 defective rudders, an essential part of flight control. Pile on a recent 7-week machinist strike, a staggering $84 billion backlog in undelivered planes, and China freezing all orders amid geopolitical friction, and the writings on the wall. Ortberg's Mexico pivot isn't about turning his back on America. It's about keeping Boeing alive. Trump's America First tariffs were meant to shield American jobs.
We really are the ideal kind of an export company where we're outselling internationally. It's creating U.S. jobs, long-term, high-value U.S. jobs.
Ironically, in Boeing's case, they may be choking one of the nation's most vital exporters. Without robust global sales, Boeing could shrink into a regional brand and not a leading one. Airbus may end up owning more than 80% of the world's commercial aviation market. And this isn't just a boardroom dilemma. If Boeing falters, the ripple effect could collapse the broader U.S. aerospace industry, eliminating tens of thousands of skilled jobs, unraveling state-spanning supply chains, and weakening national defense capabilities. So let's be clear, this isn't merely a corporate shakeup. It's the slow-motion unraveling of an American industrial pillar, and it could shape the country's economic future for decades. Ortberg's remarks about moving production to Mexico weren't just a business strategy, they were a distress signal. With Trump's tariffs closing in and options dwindling, Boeing is cornered. The company now faces a defining moment: surrender to the pressure, risk collapse, or cross the border. And the entire global market is watching what they do next. Boeing is stuck in a lose-lose situation. If they stay in the US, they risk bleeding out as global airlines shift their loyalty to Airbus and China's COMAC. If they move production to Mexico, they might dodge the tariffs, but trigger Trump's threatened 200% penalty. And if they try to convince the former president to reconsider, they're betting on a man not known for backing down. That's the harsh reality. Unless Trump changes course, Boeing may be forced to move production, no matter how explosive the political fallout becomes. That's why Wall Street is spiraling. Investors are sounding the alarm. Boeing is rapidly burning through its cash reserves.
We've got 2 of those already back, and we're bringing the 3rd airplane back. They have, in fact, stopped taking delivery of aircraft due to the tariff.
With every grounded aircraft and stalled delivery casting a darker shadow over its future. They can't sell planes abroad if customers can't afford them. They can't lower production costs unless they escape the tariffs. And they can't escape those tariffs without enraging Trump. It's a trap, a relentless downward spiral for one of America's crown jewels. Sources close to the White House say Trump is furious over Ortberg's public threat. He sees it as a betrayal, an insult to his America First doctrine. Behind the scenes, Boeing executives are urgently trying to arrange a private meeting with Trump, hoping to strike a compromise before things spiral out of control. But time is ticking. This battle isn't just about manufacturing locations. It's a high-stakes clash of politics, business, and national pride. Will Boeing reverse course on its Mexico plans? Will Trump soften and offer strategic tariff exemptions? Or are we watching the slow erosion of America's dominance in global aviation? One thing's for certain, Boeing's survival hinges on solving both its internal chaos and the external tariff war. Faulty aircraft doors are a PR nightmare. But losing the entire company to foreign soil? That's a catastrophe that could ground tens of thousands of American jobs and torch Trump's entire promise to rebuild US manufacturing. What do you think? Should Boeing get a tariff exemption to keep jobs in the US? Is Ortberg bluffing or preparing for Boeing's most dramatic pivot ever? Who caves first in this showdown between corporate desperation and political pride? Drop your take in the comments. Smash that like button if you believe the US must protect its aerospace legacy. Share this video to keep the fire burning. And don't forget to subscribe. There are more explosive stories coming, and you won't want to miss them. Because in the end, this isn't just about Boeing. It's about the soul of American industry. And the next move? It might change everything.